Family, it feels like just another day in hip hop where a rapper finds a way to get convicted of a RICO charge and spend a significant amount of time in prison. If you don't know, rapper K Flock, Bronx drill rapper K Flock, has been found guilty of RICO charges. He was acquitted of one major murder charge, but found guilty of racketeering conspiracy, use of a firearm resulting in death, attempted murder, assault with a dangerous weapon in aid of racketeering, and use of a firearm for attempted murder and assault. And this just keeps happening over and over and over again. It almost feels like it's hip hop's curse at this point. A number of young, talented artists that blend street life in with their careers as hip hop artists, and many times it seems to not go well. You have people like Young Thug, yes, who more or less beat their case, even though Young Thug did plead guilty and has insane probation stipulations in place right now. But for the most part, many of these young men either end up dead or facing a RICO where they spend the rest of their lives in jail. And it's frustrating because it seems like no other genre of art has this many of its superstars, rising stars, ending up dead or in jail. What is happening in hip hop? What is happening? When are we going to be able to self-diagnose what is going on in our communities? I'm talking about Black and brown communities, that's allowing so many of these young, talented artists to blend their street life in with their music, which essentially is what drill rap was, to the point where they live these reckless lives, even when they are making a name for themselves and finding legitimate streams of income to where they could leave the streets alone, move out the hood, and build a career and provide for themselves and their family, build generational wealth based off of their talent. You see, far too many rappers these days are not going the Jay-Z route, where Jay-Z was in the streets and turned into a billionaire because he knew when to leave the streets. And I'm seeing too many rappers now go the YNW Melly route, the Dirk route, the K Flock route, etc., etc. And my goodness, the state, the feds, they don't care. They're throwing out RICOs left, right, and center. We've seen an increase in the use of RICOs to prosecute rap stars who are in gangs. The RICO was invented to deal with mobsters, mafia bosses, highly organized crimes. Now the RICO is being used to prosecute these little kids in the street doing gang violence. And it is what it is. The law is the law, and clearly these kids can be processed under the RICO, but they're coming in and they're giving these kids a lot of time now, because federal RICO charges often carry huge mandatory minimum sentences. And so I just wish that we could sit these kids down, these little young, some of them teenagers in the streets, and tell them, look, man, the feds don't care. You got your whole life ahead of you and you came from a crazy background and you're learning, you're trying to figure out what it means to control yourself. You're trying to figure life out. You didn't have the same resources. They don't care about your background and all the stuff you came from. They're going to hit you with a federal RICO charge and throw you in jail for 20 years if they can. And you guys are dumb enough to put all of your crimes in these songs that you're rapping about. And so they're going to take these songs that you're making. You're not going to be able to cover yourself by saying it's just art. They're going to take all the things you've confessed to and use it against you in trial to throw you in jail forever and ever. Because when the prosecutors can take lyrics that you actually said and place it with a crime that was actually committed, it no longer becomes just art. It becomes a confession. And these drill artists seem to love to confess. And yes, I understand that these rappers are making their own choices and they have to live with the consequences of their actions. But I do feel like as the hip hop community, We know what these rappers are talking about. We understand the street beefs that they are referencing. We may not know the itty bitty details, but we know which rappers dealing or beefing with who. And the fact that we continue to consume the music, the fact that we continue to instigate a lot of times the beef online, and we really want these rappers to crash out for our entertainment, we got to be held accountable too as a hip hop community, because we're instigating and promoting and pushing these rappers who come from these street situations to do and behave in reckless ways where they end up getting a RICO or they end up dead. And guess what? They're going to do all this stuff for the fans. They're going to do all this stuff for the clout. But when they catch that RICO and they spend their 20 years in jail and they come out, all the fans that was egging these people on, you think they're going to be checking? You think anybody going to be checking for K-Flock in 20 years? You think all these fans that was rocking with them and helping to support and instigate these beefs that these rappers get in, you think they're going to be checking for K-Flock? No. They're going to be moved on. Half of these little kids will have grown up, got a wife and kids of their own. They don't even listen to drill music no more. They don't even care. Drill music as a genre might even be dead by the time K-Flock comes out, and no one will care. And K-Flock will have crashed out and used all this violence to push his career until it actually helped to end his career. And so it's a lose-lose, I think, for these rappers, even though in the moment they may seem like they're winning when they exploit the violence to make this music that we're all seemingly addicted to. Oh, and don't get me started on these labels, because these labels will sign you fresh off the streets to a deal so that you can make your violent music, which might land you in jail, but they don't care because they'll try to profit off of whatever music you can release before you get locked up. And so there's a system in place. These young kids fueling their own rap beefs with these lyrics, the fans egging them on, the labels exploiting them for profit, and it becomes this cycle of violence that everyone else profits from until the feds get involved or some real life stuff go down and these rappers end up losing their lives. It's frustrating, man. And it's really frustrating because I don't know how to end this. I don't know how to stop it. I seen this news. I hit record. I'm ranting right now, but it's frustrating because I don't know how to stop this, man. I'm tired of seeing it, but I don't know the first thing that we need to do to end it. So prayers up for K-Flock. He's going to be spending a long time in prison. I'm praying for his safety, his well-being. I hope that he calms down while he's in prison, gets his life in order, transforms himself. He might come out in his 30s. Still enough time maybe to make something happen in hip hop. We don't know, but at the end of the day, he might have to start over again because I don't know if anyone's checking for him. Best case scenario, if he gets out in his 30s, he might even get a life sentence. So yeah, all the best to K-Flock, and may we figure this out as a community. Friends, if you made it this far in the video, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel. This has been Providence. I'll see you guys in the next video.